Hello friends, welcome to Java interview question and answer part 10. This is Harathon once again as usual. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are watching my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload a new video. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next video. So in this session, I will discuss about 25 set of Java interview question and answer which are specifically from Java multi-threading. So what is multi-threading in Java? So before multi-threading, obviously we need to understand what is thread, right? So whenever there is a process, right, running in my computer, right? So obviously there will be some thread inside the processes, right? So at the same time, one thread can run. Okay. In case we are not creating thread also, by default, main thread will be created by default. Okay, so multi-threading is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. Multi-threading is used to obtain the multitasking. It consumes less memory and gives the fast and efficient performance. What are the main advantages of multi-threading? Because threads share the same address space. Actually, they share common address space. Okay, because a process like every process will share some different address, but say threads can share the common address. Right? The thread is very lightweight. The cost of communication between the whenever the thread is there, right, between the different processes is very low. We can create multiple threads in Java even you are not creating any thread, right? Only one thread obviously should exist in the processes, which is the main thread. Multiple threads can run parallelly in Java. Thread have their own stack, so that is the basic advantages of the multi-threading in Java. What are the difference between process and thread in Java? So I'll give you a simple example. Every being, right, need to perform some daily activity, right? Suppose bathing, right? Suppose eating. Okay, so this every activity can be in process, and under the process, whenever you are eating, right, you have to use your hand, you have to use your mouth, you have to use your eye. Okay, like that. So that can be a thread, right? So that is the basic difference between a process and thread. So in a process there can be different kind of threads, okay, but one thread will run at the same time. So a program in the execution is called the process, whereas a thread is subset of the process. Process are independent, whereas thread are subset of the process, right? Suppose if you are bathing and eating, so it will be independent, right? But threads will be subset of the process. Process have different address space in memory, where threads contain share address space. Okay. Context switching is faster between the threads, whereas it will not be faster. It will be lengthier in the processes. Intercommunication is very slower in the processes. For the inter-process communication is very, slower, but like for inter-thread communication is very faster. Any change in the parent process does not affect the child process, right? Suppose you are eating or you are bathing, so it will independent, right? You can bath before eating, even you can eat before bath also, so that is independent. But as in a single process there can be multiple thread, right? If you change any thread, so it will also affect the child thread. What are the importance of wait method in Java? The wait method is provided by the object class in Java. This method is used for inter-thread communication in Java. Okay, the java.lang.object.wait, that is the method name, is used to pause the current thread. Okay, suppose whenever you are running a thread, if you want to pause it, so you have to use the wait method. So wait until another thread does not call the notify all methods. This is the particular syntax. So if you wait any particular method, thread, right, until the notify method is calling, it will still wait. It will not resume. Okay. What is the difference between starting thread with run and start method? So whenever you are calling the start method, right, main thread internally calls run method to start newly created thread. So run method is ultimately called by the newly created thread, right? When we call run method main thread rather than starting run method with the newly thread, it start run method by itself. So that is the basic difference. What is the thread lifecycle in Java? So there are, I mean, lifecycle first new is created, then thread move to runnable, then running state, then it can be waiting, block or sleeping, then it will terminate it. So whenever any instance of the thread is created using the new operator, it is a new state, right? But the start, in case you are not using the start method, it will not be invoked. Okay, thread will not eligible to run. Only it will be new status. Then from the new to move, it will move to runnable status whenever you are using the start method. Okay, so your thread will be entered to the runnable state, but it will still not run because start method will not run the thread immediately. So for that you have to use the run method, right? So when as and when you are clicking on the start method, right? So threads enter into the runnable step. So there will be thread scheduler, right? Where a lot of thread will be there to act, right? So whenever you are using the run method, right? So threads, I mean scheduler will select the particular threads and it will start from runnable to running state. Blocked, waiting or sleeping, it can be another state of thread life cycle. In this state, a thread is not eligible to run. It will be waiting, it will be blocked, or it is sleeping for some time, right? So it will be not eligible, just it is ideal time kind of stuff. Terminated in case thread is run method is completed, obviously thread will be dead and it will be terminated. What is daemon thread in Java? Daemon thread is nothing but the low priority threads which run intermittently in the background for doing the garbage collection. So what does it mean by garbage collection? You already know, right? Whenever we are running different processes and threads, right? And in case like the process is completed, right? So we need to delete the relevant details, right? Irrelevant details means because it's completed now, this particular thing is not being used. So in case we are not removing it, so it is again, I mean, there is a lot of spaces will be required for that, right? Again to store this thing. So in case we are removing those things, so the because it's already completed, it is no longer required, right? So you can remove all this stuff. So that is part of the garbage collections. Okay. What is the difference between normal wait and wait with the some timeout given? So when wait method is called on object, it causes the current thread to wait until another thread invokes the notify method for the object. And for the timeout, whenever we're giving some timeout, it causes the current thread to wait until either another thread invokes the notify all methods for this object or the specified timeout, whatever you are giving, right? Whenever using the wait method, right? In case, right, it is not invoking the notify method, so it will still be in the wait states. Okay, it will still wait for some time. But in case we are giving some timeout, so it will first wait for like notify method is getting called or not. In case it is not called, so when I mean after that the elapsed timeout is already passed, so it will grow from the waiting to runnable state immediately. Okay, though it is notify all method is not called. So that is the basic difference between wait and wait with some timeout. What is the difference between wait and sleep? So wait is the method of object class, whereas sleep is the method of thread class. Wait is non-static method, right? And thread is sleep is static method. So for sleep, there is no need to create an object for instance in the main method, right? Wait method releases the lock. Sleep method does not releases the lock. For wait method, we have to be notified by notify all or notify all methods, right? For sleep, after some time, it will be sleep will be completed and it will, I mean, continue with the other actions. How we can create the thread in Java? There are basically two ways to create the thread in Java, right? There is a thread class in Java available. So by extending the thread class, we can create the new thread. And another is that there is a runnable interface available in the Java. So whenever it's the interface, obviously we have to implement it, right? So there is two options. One is from class to class, it is extending. So by extending the thread class, and another is runnable interface. So obviously you have to implement it. Is it possible to run method directly to start a thread? No. In my last questions, I already showed you, right? First, the start method will be called, then run method will be called, right? So start method means thread will enter the runnable state, then thread scheduler will select the state, then it will, after running the method, so it will go from the runnable to running state. So it is not possible. We can't directly call the run method to start a method. We need to call the start method, right, first to create the new thread. If we call run method directly, it won't create a new thread and it will be in the same stack as the main. Is it possible to start a thread twice in Java? No, you can't do it, right? You can't start do twice. Particular thread cannot be start twice. If you try to start thread again and again, it will throw illegal thread state exceptions. So what are the commonly used methods for the thread class in Java? One is the run. We used to perform the is used to perform the actions of the thread. Then the next is start, right? So whenever, right, whenever we are using the start method, so obviously it will be starting the execution of the thread, and JVM calls the run method so that from scheduler thread will be will run, right? What is the sleeps? Public void sleep method with some milliseconds, so it will cause the currently executing thread to sleep for temporarily some time. Okay, so it will be in halt status, so it will not be perform any actions. Joins, it will wait for the thread to die. Get priority, through which we can get the priority of the currently running thread. Set priority, we can change the, if you want to change the priority of the any thread, so you can use it set priority. And through the get name functions, we can also get the return of get the current thread name. Set name also you can set. If you want to change the name of the current thread, we can do it using thread name, right? Current thread, through the current thread methods, we can get the reference of the currently executing thread. Get ID of it will also return the ID of the thread. Get state, right? Thread dot state, get state method returns the state of the thread. Is alive method, we can check whether a particular thread is alive or dead, right? Yield method causes the currently executing thread object to temporarily pause and allow other thread to execute. Okay, so whenever we are using the yield method, so temporary, the current thread whatever is running, that will pause for some time, and the other thread whatever is there in the thread scheduler, they can run it or they can execute. Suspend, if you want to suspend a particular thread, you can use the suspend method. Resume, after suspension, if we think that we need to run it again, so we need to resume it. Stop, so if you want to stop or date a particular thread, so you have to use it stop, so it will be totally stopped. Daemon thread is daemon, using the is daemon methods, we can check whether a particular thread is daemon or not. Interrupt, using the interrupt method, we can interrupt any kind of thread. What is the thread scheduler in Java? Thread scheduler in Java is the part of JVM, Java Virtual Machine, right? That decide which thread should run. So in the thread scheduler, all the threads will be kept, right? So whenever we are running the run method, right? So first we'll start the we will run, type the start method, then we'll run method. So as and when we are executing the run method, right? Or we're typing the run method, so from the thread scheduler, some thread will be picked up and will run, right? But there is no guarantee that which runnable thread will be chosen to run by the thread scheduler. Only one thread at a time can be run in a single process. So in your computer, different process can be run, right? Okay, but under a single process there can be multiple thread, but within the process only one thread can be run in a same time, at the same time. What is lock in Java thread? Lock is a thread synchronization mechanism like synchronization block, except lock can be more sophisticated than Java synchronized block. What is the difference between preemptive scheduling and time slicing in Java? So under preemptive schedulings, the highest priority task execute until it enters the waiting or dead states. So it will pick up the highest priority task until the thread is going to the waiting state, or it is terminating or stopping, or another higher priority task coming into the pictures, right? And under time slicing, a task execute for a predefined slice of time and then enters the pool of a ready task, right? So the scheduler then determines which task should be executed next based on the priority and other factors. So that is the basic difference between preemptive scheduling and time slicing. So what is the importance of join method in Java? Join method waits for the threads to die, right? So that is the basic importance. In other words, it causes the currently running thread to stop executing until the thread it joins with complete its task. What is the thread pool in Java? Java thread pool represent a group of worker threads that are waiting for the job and reuse many times, right? So I already, let you know that whenever you are starting the thread, it will not start. Instead of that, it will wait whenever you are running it. So as and when you are running it, so from the right pool, like we can run. Thread we will run from a particular scheduler. In case of thread pool, a group of fixed size threads are created. A thread from the thread pool is pulled out and assigned a job by the service provider. After completion of the job, thread is contained in the thread pool again. So it will, as and when you are completing the job, so again it will move to the thread pool. What is Java shutdown hook? So before that, you need to understand, right? Whenever if you want to shut down the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, right? You have to first shut down all the relevant threads job. Otherwise, it will create problem. So the shutdown hook can be used to perform cleanup resources to save the state when JVM shut down normally or abrupt. So performing clean resources means closing all the log file, alert, right? Whatever is open by the thread. So we need to close it first. So if you want to execute some code before JVM shutdown, uses shutdown hook. When does the JVM shutdowns happens? So whenever you logging off the machines, your laptop, system, desktop, or you are shutdowning it, or maybe when system.exit method is invoked, or whenever you are pressing the Control C from the command prompt, right? So that's why we can JVM can be shut down. Something is normal, right? And something is abnormal. Abruptly. How can any object be unreferenced? So for an every object, there can be other object reference object, right? So in case you are nulling the reference, right? So object will be unreferenced. Also, you are assigning a reference to another, and also you are creating anonymous object. So that's why an object can be unreferenced. What is synchronization in Java? Synchronization in Java is the capability to control the access of multiple threads to any shared resources. Java synchronization is better option where we want to allow only one thread to access the shared resources. What is deadlock in Java? So deadlock means suppose two persons are coming from different way, right? And they want to cross the roads, but one person is stopping, another person also want to stop, right? They are not crossing because the only one person can enter the same passage, right? So it is deadlocking both the persons, right? So deadlock can occur in a situation when a thread is waiting for an object lock that is acquired by another thread, and second thread is also waiting for an object lock which is acquired by the first thread, right? Since both the thread are waiting for each others to release the lock, the condition is called deadlock. Okay. When to use runnable and when to use thread in Java. So thread is a class in Java, right? And runnable is an interface in Java, right? In Java, right? We can't, right? Extend multiple class at the same time, but we can't implement multiple interface at the same time, right? So therefore, it will be better to implement runnables interface rather than extending thread class. What is the difference between synchronized and volatile keyword in Java, right? So first thing difference is that synchronized can be used with variable as well as for methods, while volatile can be used with the variables but not with the methods. Volatile variables are not stored in cache memory, whereas synchronized variables are stored in the cache memory. A volatile variables, right, as it is not stored in the cache memory, will never land up with deadlock, as it does not require to obtain any lock. But for synchronized variables, if they are not done properly, there can be a deadlock for the synchronized variables. What is context switching in Java multithreading? Context switching is the process of storing and restoring of CPU state so that thread execution can be resumed from the same point at a later point of time. Context switching is the essential feature for multitasking operating systems and support for multi-threaded environment. So I am giving you a simple example. Suppose you are reading a book, right? And you have, suppose the book has 1000 page, right? You already read 20 pages, okay? So next day, obviously you will start from 21, right? But you will not start from page 1 again and again. So context switching means that, so whatever is completed last date, so again it will be resumed from there only, okay? So that's all for 25 question for today's session. Thank you.